Welcome to a brand new episode of Blureel Studios. Happy freaking New Year! 2023 is upon us. 2022 is part of the history books. It's been a great year for film, especially for horror films. It's been a special year for myself. I became a father in 2022. Became a godfather for the second time. Bought a house with my wife. It's all just going great. The last time I made a video, I think it was this long ago. You can compare the images if you want to. So in this episode, we got a lot to talk about. Like, a lot to talk about. The holiday month is notoriously special for Blu-ray collectors like myself. Especially, besides Christmas, having a birthday in December, that can be particularly fruitful for a Blu-ray collector like myself. So we have a lot to dive into today. I'm going to make two videos, one of which is going to deal with the regular Blu-rays that have joined the family, and the second will be about the steelbooks, and four of them are collector's edition. We'll get to that, but first and foremost, look at all this stuff, all these goodies we get to talk about today. I'm gonna do this pretty rapid fire, but we'll have some fun along the way, won't we? First up, we have Big Hero 6, a film that I've seen once, loved a lot. It's a animated superhero film about a giant white blob, and it's pretty great. Onward is a film I saw with my wife, then fiance. No, not fiance. We were married back then. What the hell am I talking about? But it was just before the pandemic hit, and we had a good time in the theaters. Never had the urge to rewatch it again, but it was a sale, and so I was like, alright, I'm gonna buy it and see if I like it the second time around. Like I mentioned before, 2022 was a great year for horror films, and one of them was X. One of the best horror films I've seen all year, one of my favorite films of 2022, and it's absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to get my hands on Pearl, the Blu-ray for Pearl, which is unavailable in my country. I can get one on Amazon, but I'm fearful that it might be Region A, which I cannot play on my Blu-ray player, which is unfortunate. Speaking of Region A Blu-rays, which I cannot play on my Blu-ray player, VHS 94 is a film that I'm really excited to see. I bought the Blu-ray, it's a Shudder exclusive, it has a fantastic slipcover, and I cannot freaking watch it because it's Region A, which I do not get. You have my freaking money for this Blu-ray. I bought it with my money, right? And I cannot watch it. I try to understand why Blu-rays are region locked in terms of licensing and all that crap, but why are Blu-ray players region locked? Do you want me to illegally download this movie? That's something I don't want to do. I gave you my money, and now I cannot watch it. Super frustrating. A film I am super excited for. A film I didn't get to see in theaters when it was in theaters, but now I can watch on Blu-ray. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Super hyped for this movie. I cannot wait to sit down and watch it. Looks fantastic, looks right up my alley, and let's have a good time with it. From the writer and director of Ex Machina and Annihilation, a film I like more than Ex Machina, Alex Garland made Men. And since I am one, it might be a good film for me to watch. I know nothing about it, haven't seen it, know nothing about the plot, and I like it that way until I see it. Nightmare Alley by Guillermo del Toro, starring a star-studded cast. I started watching it with my wife fell asleep, switched it off, never turned it on again. There's something about it that didn't really grab my attention, but I really want to watch it someday at one point because it's a Guillermo del Toro film, which means visually it will be spectacular. The Black Phone last year made some waves and got some great reviews and hyped crowds and audiences and critics alike, and I finally got to see it on Blu-ray with my wife, and we liked it a lot. Didn't love it, and it was in some ways underwhelming, which is not fair to the film because the film is very good, very solid, but not as good as I wanted it to be. From Dusk Till Dawn, Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino, a broship that has been living in infamy for decades now, and which has provided us with several great films. One of which is this one, which I haven't seen before. The Farewell, on my list for some time now, haven't seen it. A gift from my mom. Thanks, Mom. The Peanut Butter Falcon, film with Shia LaBeouf, who I think is a fantastic actor, who has done some incredible work, and I hope this is one of them. I haven't seen it before, but it's on my list for some time now. Dakota Johnson is also in this film, which is who is a fantastic actress, and yeah, I cannot wait to dive into this film. Also a gift from my mom. Thanks, Mom. We talked about Sonic the Hedgehog before. Finally watched it. It was okay, and okay enough for me to buy the sequel, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is also okay. Two of the better video game movies out there, which is not saying a lot, but they're fun. Smile, a horror film that came out last year, which made some waves, which I haven't seen, but is on my list, so I bought it. Censor is a film that I did see, which was great, very artsy-fartsy, experimental, but a very stellar horror film, which is not for everyone. This is not like Insidious or The Conjuring or any of those, or It for that matter. This is very experimental, very dark, very slow burny, and if that turns you off, don't watch it. Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. It's a film I heard nothing but terrible things about, but then again, people didn't like the second one either, which I do like. That says something about my tastes, maybe. I want to make my own opinion, and I love this world. I love the world of I love the wizarding world, okay? So let me just formulate my own opinion. I'm probably gonna hate it as well, because there was even more hatred towards this film than it was towards the second one. So we'll see what happens. Knives Out, written and directed by Rian Johnson. A gift from my mom. Thank you, Mom. You're awesome. A film I rewatched yesterday. I loved it so much. I watched it in preparation for Glass Onion, which I'm set to watch this Sunday with my two bestest friends in the whole wide world. We have some 4K Blu-rays to talk about in this episode, and all three of them are MCU movies. Thor: Love and Thunder is a mixed bag. It features a fantastic performance by one of the best villains in the MCU. Christian Bale owns this performance, and I wish we got so much more of him, so much more darkness from him than we got. And what we got was Thor Ragnarok in a film that didn't need Thor Ragnarok. Ragnarok is simultaneously the best and the worst thing to happen to Thor. It made Thor interesting, and it made this movie disappointing. Think about that. Just because Ragnarok was a funny movie and had legitimately great comedy doesn't mean that every Thor film has to be. And to make Thor a bumbling idiot, don't do that. It's not necessary. You're dealing with like a character who has cancer. Why does any of this has to be a joke? And we have a villain who lost his child and now is on a revenge quest against the gods. How, in any way, shape, or form, does that concept sound funny to you? I watched the making of on Disney Plus, and it explained a lot. I think the biggest issue with this film is not Taika Waititi, it's actually Chris Hemsworth. And if you watch the making of for this film, you'll understand what I mean. Most of the ideas, most of the comedy were ideas by Chris Hemsworth, who got a free pass. I love him as this character. I love him as an actor, as a person. He seems very chill. But yeah, that doesn't mean he knows everything. You know, he's not the director, he's not the writer, but he acted like it, unfortunately. I still like it though. Like visually, it's a fantastic looking film. There are some stellar, some memorable moments in there, and I liked it quite a bit, but not as much as I wanted to. The Eternals is a film that I bought dirt cheap on 4K, which I didn't like watching in theaters. Rewatched it recently, and I was pleasantly surprised about how much I appreciated this film the second time around. It's actually pretty damn good. Not great, not fantastic, not even my favorite Marvel film in recent years, but it's certainly better than some of them we had in the past few years. Do I like this one more than Love and Thunder? That's actually a debate worth having. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is a film that has divided audiences, fans alike. It's a film I like more each time I see it, but will never, ever absolutely love as much as I did No Way Home. I bought this steelbook, which came with a 1-disc Blu-ray, and I bought this 4K version, which also comes with the Blu-ray, pretty cheap. It was like half priced to the regular Blu-ray version in the same store, so I felt idiotic not picking it up. So now I own it on 4K as well as a beautiful steelbook edition. And look at this slipcover, how it catches the light. We all love that kind of stuff. Now we're gonna top off this episode with 3 collections. 1 DVD collection and 2 Blu-ray collections. Let's just dive into it, shall we? Rick and Morty, season 1 to 5. Beautiful cover, love the artwork on this one, fighting with your sofa, and then the aftermath with, well, actually a favorite character, especially in the later seasons, has to be Summer. Summer is my favorite character. There you go. A Nightmare on Elm Street collection on Blu-ray, which I bought dirt cheap, which has all 7 films, plus a 5th disc with 3 hours worth of bonus content, which I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of this cover. It's a kind of an eyesore, but it'll do. It's a Blu-ray collection for a great price. To top off this episode, let's talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series on DVD, which comes in this very bombastic, huge case. Look at this. Look at all this crap. Look at all this shit. It's ugly as hell. Not very efficient in terms of plastic use, but it's a series that I watched from time to time. Couldn't get into because of the dubbing. It was dubbed in Dutch, and I was at that age where I preferred my media to be played in its original language. And now I own a DVD set for like $15, which is great, and I can watch it in English. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Short and sweet episode, because I really want to get to the next one, which will talk about the 4K steelbooks and collector's editions that I acquired over the past few weeks, the month of December to be more specific. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much for watching the previous episodes. If you want to see me play some No Man's Sky on whatever, afternoon or evening you catch me on, you can watch it on my YouTube channel as well. I have some fun with that game. I love it, actually. And if you want to join me for one of the streams, there's no structuring, there's no planning. Once I find some time and some motivation, I tend to stream No Man's Sky, but you can watch all the playbacks on my channel right now. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. You guys are awesome. Stay safe, stay healthy, and active out there, and I will see you next time. Ciao!